we're doing Chewy.
This is little Chewy. He don't mind a bath too much. Now in Chewy we're going to do just a regular haircut. We don't do the poodle feed or anything on Chewy, but we do leave his beard. Be sure to get around the eyes real good here. Alright, we'll use some berry tearless around his eyes, his face. Be sure to get in those ears good and around his beard. And I feel a little bit of goobers in there. Get that out. I use a flea comb and we scoop that out gently after we get it good and wet. Now we're going to get his body. And we'll dry him off real good. Wring him out just a little bit. Remember, the drier you get them, the less time you have to get them on the blow dryer. Now we're going to do a fluff and dry. You'd be surprised how much this towel absorbs all that water and stuff. I try to get them as dry as possible so I don't have to have them under the fluff and dry very long. It's not their favorite thing. Okay, be sure to strap him in here so he don't fall off the table while I'm drying him. Now I'm not going to cut this on high. His hair is not real thick and it's not necessary. And I've got it on the lowest setting. All right, it's good and dry now. We'll get him out there and brush him out good. Choo-choo. And we're going to brush his whole body. I can't stress enough every time. You've got to get that hair nice and lined up and cleaned and brushed out, all the mats, so the clippers go through the dog very easily. And it'll save you in the long run, so you don't have to go back over the dog twice. You brush until you can't hear that scraping anymore. Okay, after we brush them out good, now we're going to do the groom. Now I'm using my Moser, brush the feet forward, real good, one direction. Put the blade all the way up to the end where it's close, and we go back through the hair backwards. Scoop in there. And we get up under the nails right there too. And we're going to do every foot the same way. Brush forward and scoop back. Okay, I'm going to use a 5 on the little guy. Chewy's such a good dog. He sits so still for me. I have no problems with Chewy. I've done Chewy since he was just a little dog. Now we can go over Chewy real good. Flowing with the hair, the direction of the hair. That's the way you always go. Never go against the hair. Get underneath the legs real good. All the hidden places. Flow with the hair. So when you brush them out, it just makes it so much easier to go through the dog. And I use long strokes. I don't dab at him. I use long strokes. Long strokes. If you dab at the hair, you get little indentions. I like them to look smooth. And we'll get around his butt area. Be very careful. Get around his rectum real good. That's why we make sure it's good and cleaned out in the bathtub. Go on with the hair. I hold their leg up off the ground so it's easily to flow off of there so I can get the ends of the feet. Flowing with the hair. In my salon, I'm very fortunate to have customers that take care of their dogs. We don't get many matted dogs. People come on a regular basis. We usually sign them up for the year and they come every month. Keeps the dogs healthy and on top of their skin, around their eyes and their feet. Dogs require maintenance. You can't just own a dog and let it go. You have to take care of them, and especially if they're indoors. You want to be sure to make sure they're good and clean. A lot of people sleep with their dogs, and you want your dogs to be clean even in your own bed. It's healthy for you and the dog. Now with most poodles I shave their face, but with Chewy, we always leave him a little bit of beard. Gives him some personality. And I'm flowing off the dog's feet here too, holding the feet up, getting the inside and the outside good, flowing with the hair. And I'm using a 5 blade here. 4 and 5 is pretty much standard for what I use on the dogs, just a standard blade. I go through more of those than any other blade. And my blades are ceramic, so they don't get hot. They might get warm, but they don't really ever get hot. Now we're going to get underneath here. Get his chest good. Be careful right in that area where there's skin on each side of his leg. You don't want to cut into that. I'm very careful to glide along the edges of that skin there. Now I'll clean out from under his belly here in a little bit. Now it's time to get his nails. It's better to leave them a little long than to go too short. They're black nails, sometimes it's hard to gauge exactly where to cut. If you bring your dogs regular, their quicks are short and you don't have to take a lot off of them. And if the owners want them buffed, we buff them also. I'm very fortunate that Chewy don't give me a fight for his nails. Dogs do not like their nails done. Now I'm going to get underneath him, just lightly gliding, cleaning all that out. You don't want to push hard. Moser all the way to the front is equivalent to a 30 blade, which most vets, that's what they shave with right before surgery. So. And I have the blade all the way up so little skin don't get caught in there. I'm just gliding very lightly. Now we're going to get this side. Get up under there very lightly. Now when you lift their legs up, you can see hair that you wouldn't otherwise see. In a minute I'll stand him up and then we'll go over it again. And then you get a different perspective of what needs to be cut there in the belly. And I just gently go around their doggy parts. Just skimming, not pushing. And underneath their armpits here. You got to be careful there too, because there's, see right there, that little bit of skin, you don't want to cut into that. A lot of groomers, they forget to get under the arms there. You want to get under the arms. Alright, now I'm going to go back over the belly. Now that I can see from a different perspective, I can see hair that I didn't get otherwise. See right there? Got to watch around that skin. All right, time to get the feet. Brush the feet forward. Gets all that hair lined up, and I'm gonna push down on his leg so he can't lift up, and then I'll go all around the edge. Do this on every dog. And I'll lift the foot up, make sure that I got all the hair. Sometimes they're standing on some of that hair that's sticking out, that's folded under, so get all that nice and clean. And we're going to do every foot the same way. Push down on the leg, go around the foot, clean the top. Push the foot forward, push down, go around it, lift it up, get those hairs. Same way here. And we'll get on the back of the legs, being careful going all the way across. There's a little third toe right above their pad there. You want to be careful. A lot of times the blades won't hit right there because of that toe. So we brush it forward, lightly going across, lightly going across. Hitting a few extra hairs. All right, now we're going to clean this face out. This cute little face. All right, I'm going to scoop, scoop. My blade is one click back on my Moser. Now you can use thinning shears here if you want to, or scissors. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get his face right here. All right, we're going to shave his cheek from his eye to his ear, straight. We do this with all poodles, from the eye to the ear. And then we make a V shape as we come down. Don't go down real far. I'm using a 10 on his face. And we do this with all poodles. Use a 10. 10 blade, that is. I am using Arturo blades. I do use some Andis, but I like the Arturo. They seem to stay sharper longer. And they cut through the hair very nicely. All right, we get around the eyes. You gotta be very careful. Go backwards. That cuts pretty close. And I just stop right under the eye, leaving his beard. See? And we'll get across there lightly. And move forward very lightly. Some dogs it's hard to do around their eyes like that. Chewy's exceptional. And gotta hit it that again. Those little bones in his jaw stick out. It's hard to get around those spots. Now, I'm going to run a 3/4 blade through his beard. That way it knocks off the high parts, doesn't take a lot off the beard. Sometimes I get a little bit lazy. I don't want to have to clipper every bit of that, so this sort of takes some of the pain out of it. I want to take this off so I've got better control of his head. And I just go through it. See, it's just hitting the high parts, but it's still leaving it long. A 3/4 blade is probably the largest blade you can buy. And they're kind of hard to find now, but they do make them. Now, I'm going to shape this up, holding his face gently. Just round all that up good. Some of these hot parts on his nose that the blade missed. I am using Kimchi's curved shears. Get around his mouth. When you lift their neck up like that, you can see both sides at the same time, so you know you're even. Just gently glide across, steadily, gently. Get around his mouth. I'm holding his mouth shut so he don't whip his tongue out. You don't want that to happen when you're using sharp scissors. See, I'm holding his mouth shut. An ounce worth of prevention can save a lot of headache. We look at it from every angle, trying to round it up. Now we're going to get his head. And I use the same technique on every poodle. I brush it forward and then I brush it to the side. Now we're going to make a circle. And we're going to start on the right side of the ear. I'm going to fold the ear under. And we're going to get this side. There's 4 sides. Okay, there's one. And I'm going to brush it forward. We're going to get the front now. That'll be the second side. All right, we're going to brush it to the other side now and get this side. All right, before that, I'm going to get under this ear now, see? Even all that up. Get this out of his ear here. I do not pull the hair out of the ears. I trim the hair out of the ears. Pulling hair out of ears leads to infection. Some groomers may want to argue with me about that, but I don't have dogs that have infected ears. All right, now we're going to get this side. Same way, tuck the ear under. Come on around. We're making a circle all the way around the dog. All right. Get up under the ear now. Even all this up. Now I'm blending all that in, blending that circle in. I'm going to even all this up on the very back. Complete that circle. Blend it in, blend that circle in. I made a line so that I know where to cut up to with my clippers there. Alright, where that line's at, I'm going to get a 5. I'm going to put on there. And separate the neck from the palm. Evening all that up nice right there. We're gliding off the ear, maybe about 1/4 of the way down. That separates the ear from the palm. Be very careful right here at the edge. That's where the ear folds back. We'll brush this down. I'm going to use the 5 again. This separates the ear from the head. Not quite a 1/4 down. Just enough though, where it separates the ear from the head. That way the palm sticks out. It don't just poof out of the palm. Get under the ear here good. Under this side, we'll get under the ear good. Now we're going to brush the hair upward. We've got around all the sides, underneath. Now we're going to get on the top of the head. You primp it up and you just blend it in, knocking off all the high parts. You have to have curved shears to get this level of roundness. I've done thousands of palms, and I still find it a bit of a challenge. Pom-poms, puffs, whatever you want to call them. Now, we're brushing the ear down. I'm doing half a moon like I always do. After it drops, you drop the ear and then you even it up, hit all those high spots. Blend this in just a little bit more. I usually go over this palm a dozen times to get it, this pom-pom a dozen times to get it rounded. Get some of that hair out of the ear there. Just gently knocking some of that off with my Moser. That way air can get into the ear and they don't get infected. And I'm doing half a moon again. And let it drop. See how it looks. Drop down, brush through it, see if there's any wild hairs. I'm going to see if both ears are even. Pull them both together to the center of the head. Looks like one ear is a little longer than the other, so now it's even. Drop it back down. Make sure it's good and round. Now we're going to do the tail. Leave a little bit of stem there at the back. Like this. Get underneath. Make sure you go all the way around. Alright, now I'm going to take that tail, I'm going to brush it out good. Whenever I brush a dog out, I hold the base of the hair so they can't feel it when I'm having to pull some of those mats out. You don't want to hurt the dog in any way or get them upset. You twist. Twist this palm, you twist it, you twist it. Cut just a little bit off of it. Drop it down. Let it balloon out. Go all the way around it like you did on the head. Now take your fingers, push backwards this way, round it that way. This is the way it was taught to me. Some of the classes I took with Jody Murphy, she showed it this way. One of the better groomers, show groomers. Go all the way around. Okay, brush it out good. Let's see what we got. Well, make sure it's good and round. Hit some of those longer spots. Now he has wavy hair, but he doesn't have afro kind of super curly puffy hair. So it's hard to get the circle's just perfect on these dogs. But you get it as close as you can. All right. That's pretty satisfactory. A little bit underneath here. Okay. Let me hit on this palm again. It's driving me crazy. Every time I look at it, I see a spot. All right. Looks pretty good, I think. Yeah. Looks good to me. Take that off. Got our bandana and we're ready for a picture. Go to the camera room. Chewy's always pretty good for the picture. Put the loop on him so he don't jump off the table. It looks like I'm far back to the camera, but I'm right up close actually. Video can be deceiving. I've done this for 12 years. There's your picture. Hey everybody, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining us.